Good day, everyone, especially to my dear students and co-teachers. Before we start with my discussion, let me introduce myself with you. My name is Ma'am Marivic Calinosa, but I prefer to be called as Ma'am Vicky or Teacher Vicky. So in today's discussion, we will be focusing on how to speak confidently in front of many people. Actually, this is one of my weaknesses before, and until now, I am improving my confidence. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Okay, how are we going to speak in front of a lot of people? How are we going to deliver an effective speech? Okay, before we start, let us just have this quotation from John Ford. According to him, you can speak well if your tongue can deliver the message from your heart. So, what do you think is the meaning of that quotation from John Ford? For me, it's about honest communication with your audience. You have to reveal what your feelings are. You have to reveal who you are with your audience. Okay, so when you say honest communication, it's all about giving them inspiration from your experience. Okay, and of course, when you inspire them, when you motivate your audience, it's all about power. That is powerful for me. Language is both skill and knowledge. So, according to Michelle Heinrich, she said that language is a cognitive skill that is essential to human communication. So, the question is language learned or innate? Actually, we have two types of views when it comes to language acquisition. We have naturalistic view and behaviorist view. According to Noam Chomsky, he proposed that humans are born with LAD, or what we call language acquisition device. But according to behaviorist B.F. Skinner, he claims that language is learned, not innate. According to him, it's a form of imitation process. One thing is for sure, language is a skill that we need to master. It's a competence that we need to develop through constant practice. So the question is, how are we going to develop, how are we going to speak confidently in front of many people? Okay, how are we going to deliver an effective speech to them? Okay, so the first one is we need to expand our vocabulary. So how are we going to expand our vocabulary? Of course, we need to express ourselves from human to human. We need to connect. We need to use descriptive words, not difficult words, because our purpose of communicating with people is, of course, to be understood, not to wow them, not to surprise them with our words. Okay? So, what are the techniques on expanding our vocabulary? So, I'll be sharing with you some of the practical tips. The first one is you need to read books or not read books or even magazine, newspaper, read every day. Okay? And then the second one is learn root words or roots. So by doing that, we'll be able to understand its meaning. Okay? And another one is we need to develop practical vocabularies that we use every day. Okay? Try word board games or board games. Okay? It can also develop your vocabulary. And last one is we need to use mnemonics. When I say mnemonics, it's a technique wherein we can easily memorize a word or a term. Okay? The second one is we need to think of our audience. It's not about us, remember. It's about our audience. Who my audience are, what are they doing, what are they thinking, what are their interests and needs. So those are the questions that you need to ask yourself before speaking. three is know your subject matter. You have to master your speech so that you can deliver your speech effectively and confidently with your audience. Remember, you cannot tell what you don't know, and you cannot preach what you don't practice. So, how are we going to master our subject matter? So, the first one is get a piece of paper and write what you are about to say, okay, in front of your audience, because it will back us up whenever we forget something about our topic. The second one is, of course, we need to study about our topic many times so that we cannot give them wrong information. Remember, we have a very important role that we play. We are inspiring them at the same time we are informing them. Okay? And lastly, we need to practice. Practice. Okay? Practice makes perfect and practice makes permanence. Try to record yourself using your camera. Also, you may also speak or practice speaking in front of a mirror. So this will also help you. Okay? Number four is use our body language confidently. Dress confidently. How do you want to present yourself in front of your audience? You have to possess that kind of authority when you are on stage by your posture, gesture, and even your body movement or body language. Okay, how are we going to do that? Of course, we have to maintain eye contact. Okay, use our gesture to emphasize points. We have to, move our hands whenever we speak. We want to emphasize points. Okay, and of course, we have to match our facial expressions with what we are saying. And we have to reduce our nervous habits like biting our nails and doing a lot of stuffs while you're speaking because you are very nervous. And of course, we have to slowly and steadily breathe. Okay? So number five is use proper pausing. So during the presentation, when you notice that you're having difficulty breathing or you're speaking too fast or too quickly, all you need to do is just pause and breathe. Pausing will also help us avoid the use of filler words or fillers like or ah. Okay. So like the word okay, it's also a filler word. So we are encouraged or we are highly encouraged to avoid the use of fillers. Okay. And lastly is of course don't dwell with your mistakes. Okay. So if we commit mistake or if we did something wrong, so do not focus on your mistake. Remember that you inspire them. Okay. That you give a motivation to them. Okay. And do not focus or do not let people focus on your mistake. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. I hope you learned something from what I discussed. Okay, it's about speaking confidently. Okay, actually, it's not learned over time. You have to practice, keep on practicing for you to master on how to speak confidently and effectively to the public. Okay, so actually, yes, even though I have experience presenting to a lot of people during my presentation, my research presentation, internationally or locally. But then I still have this doubt. Okay, I still have this fear within me. But yes, as time goes by, I believe that I can improve myself and I can be a better public speaker someday. Have a great day.